splurge. Ride me jump right off the curb. Bentley sprint fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crack up the foreign, I swerve. Keep me a stick if they purge.
1, 2, 3. Hey everyone,
I'm Lena.
and I'm Aleah.
And welcome to episode 5 of Clear the Podcast.
Period, poo.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about the fact that we don't have a man.
We diving right in. Let's get more specific.
Because we have realized that it's not just us. It's almost everyone that we know, and a lot of people in our generation, we're all single.
There's a single epidemic going on, and honestly, nobody cares about it. They just want to have fun. Y'all, we 25.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want a wife. Y'all don't want kids.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want a husband. Y'all don't want a family. Y'all don't want a house.
We just want to
Y'all don't want a career. Y'all just want to go outside and be outside.
Hookah, have sex.
And drink.
Repeat?
All the time.
Damn.
No career? I don't like that.
My problem is, we were talking about this earlier, and I said that I keep a man near me. Is he ever my man? No.
You can't even hear it.
Wait, clock it. I crave companionship.
Yes, I crave intimacy.
Attention, all of those things. So I go and find it, but I never find it in the right way.
Yeah.
And I find that women and men our age are doing that.
Yeah.
Because the talking stage is not even
I'm
a
just
thing.
so done.
Situationships, we're all in them. What the hell is that about?
Why
And
are we
is that
crashing
normalized?
out over situationships?
Damn.
That nigga never asked you to be his
Damn,
girlfriend.
that was me. You just clocked my teeth.
Me too. And a lot of people we know. We could be talking to a boy, right? Let's say we make it to month 3. We still not a girlfriend. Oh, it's okay. Like, I don't really care.
Still
It's all right.
talking.
We still
We
talking.
getting to know each other.
That's step 1 of you trying to be comfortable with something you're already not okay with. That's step 1. Month 6. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, I really got a lot of shit going on. Like, it's not you. You're perfect.
Right.
You're the best girl in the world. You didn't do anything wrong. This is month 6. You're supposed to be my boyfriend. I shouldn't even let you get this far.
You know, I saw a post the other day. It was a TikTok, and she literally made a song about it. She was like, the talking stage does not exist.
It doesn't exist.
She was like, talking is the thing that you do in order to know if you would like to take them on a date.
And
then the
that's
minute
it.
that you take them out on a date, you're dating.
You're dating now.
So now
we're not just talking. And we're exclusive.
Yeah.
The thing is, people don't make being exclusive a normal thing. Everybody does not have options. That's not normal.
But then that's why you have a problem. We have problems because then it's like, okay, the boy.
If you doing this, then I could do this too.
Yeah, and
like,
the boy's like, oh well, why can't I talk to her and her and her and her?
And you not my girl.
You're not my girl. And then,
so what
and
are we
then you
doing?
sit there and you're like, oh yeah, you're
right. I just like, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I don't ever want to feel like somebody ever has the upper hand. Like, I never want to feel like that.
So as soon as they,
so it's like,
but then if you,
but it's like I need to just stop, just leave, right?
Instead
just
of
leave.
one upping them. Jesus
but
Christ,
that used to be me. That was the old Lena. Now I don't got time for that. So if you here and you just lollygagging, I'm gonna just stop talking to you because we are getting old, y'all. Like, we not 16, 17, 18 no more. We can't keep doing that. And it's just like, I'm done trying to be okay with things I'm not really okay with. Like, if you don't speak up, then he's just gonna keep walking right over you. So you gonna be single forever? Or you gonna be with that man that's cheating on you forever? And you still not gonna be his girlfriend?
I think for me, I was always okay with like the weird gray area.
And I hated the weird gray area.
I was okay with the weird gray area because I felt like I wasn't ready for a relationship.
Okay.
Or maybe I was just scared of one.
With me, I used to be scared, but then once I knew I was ready, I was just like, no, it's okay. Like, I would psych myself out. Like, no, it's okay. Like, he don't want it, I don't want it. Girl, you know you want it, then
you don't want it. That's
like,
how you was thinking?
Dummy.
No.
Just dumb. Just dumb. Because at first I was like, oh, I don't want one. Then it was like, oh, like, we could kind of get into a relationship, but I never brought it up. So it was just like, if you won't say nothing, I'm not saying nothing. Because I'm not asking you to be my boyfriend. Are you crazy?
You ever been with somebody who gave you like a timeline? Like, okay, well, by month 5, I'm going to ask you. That was me and Angela weird ass. We were talking for a minute, and before everything went to shit, like, he was like, oh, you know, I feel like we could start talking about, you know, being together for real.
In what month? He said this.
By month 5 or 6.
All right.
And I was like, What?
I've never heard nothing like that before.
Yeah. Remember the girl I lived with and that big man? He was telling her, "Oh, when we graduate, like people have timelines
I've
and they
never heard
lie
of
to
that.
you. Yeah, they lie to you about.
Oh, that's manipulation.
Yeah, and so you're waiting. Like it's like, okay, I'm not gonna leave him because, well, in a few months,
He said this is
yeah.
what,
So we're
oh
getting
my
there.
God.
And then when you get there, then they'll extend it.
You're so different than me. With me, guys would ask me to be their girlfriend too fast. And I would be like, you bugging out? You don't even know me for real. Like, the first one who did that, he was going to college and I was going to my senior year of high school. And I was like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not the dummy girl. Like, you're about to be by Canada and I'm
Yeah.
about to be
That's
in
another
this
form of
little old high
manipulation,
school.
though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I didn't fall for that. I was like,
Good.
yeah, no. But then it's like, how I fall for all of the other stuff when the boy is not even my boyfriend. He not even asking me to be my boyfriend and I'm falling for that. So it's like, I don't know. I got to find a middle ground.
So Lena and I were trying to figure out, like, why is everybody in this predicament?
And why is everybody okay
Right.
with that? And
So what do you think?
I honestly think that it's the way that people were brought up in society and social media. Social media has played a huge toll on why we're okay with certain things that are not normal. We normalize so many things, like having all of these options. Oh, I could go be with this girl, then when she don't get me what I want, I could be with this girl, or I could be with this man, and I'm gonna go to this man for this, and this man for money, this man for sex. And it's like, no, like, girl, no. And I feel like upbringing plays a part too, because that's when we tend to focus on like, okay, well, I like this kind of guy because like my dad did this for me, or my dad didn't do this for me, or I like this type of woman because she reminds me of my mom. And it's just like everybody grew up differently, so everybody is forcing themselves to be like, listen, I don't want a relationship, all that shit is too serious, I'm gonna just ball out. And I don't think that's okay.
I agree with the social media and just media period, because immediately when you said social media, I thought of the city girls. Like genuinely, I feel like they
let's talk about
I feel like
that.
they genuinely changed the way that girls think, and I feel like
I'm not gonna lie, they changed the game.
they changed the game.
They changed the game.
I feel like they genuinely should do a study on it, because the way that
They
we
literally
think now
changed the game.
is insane. Like,
And it's such
in
a nigga mentality. Like,
Yes.
that's literally what it is. We think like boys.
Yes.
And nah, you right.
Like the city
girl,
the
like
city girls,
Sexy Red.
Yes.
Come on, like they're
like,
changing
literally
the game.
fuck
They're dropping
niggas,
gems.
get money. Like,
They're dropping
when
gems.
have girls ever thought like that? What happened to the R&B where you singing and crying and being in love? We like, if you're
But
not
you know
giving me a
what?
bag, I'm not.
They don't deserve that though. They don't deserve the singing and
But-
crying and falling in love.
But realistically, it's because, okay, so if we have the city girls and the boys have the rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's
Like, where's the
view-
middle ground?
Yeah, everyone's view is
Yeah.
skewed. So neither of us deserve it, if we're
Yeah.
being for real,
You're
boys
right.
or girls, because
Yeah.
the man doesn't deserve it because he's an ain't shit ass nigga. He's trailing you along. He's not trying to commit, right? And then the girl,
They only
is
want the money.
The girl's anticipating the fact that the man isn't going to commit. She's treating all men like they're the same, and she's not going to give him her all, because all she wants right now is money.
Is the money. And if
From
you ain't
him.
got
And
it,
if you ain't got it, then
you got to bounce.
And then the nigga's not gonna ever have no money, because America is not for black men.
And they never ready to
So
settle down
y'all
if
are
they
not-
never got money.
So if you're not gonna be ready to settle down because you don't got no money, then you never gonna
You
settle
never
down.
gonna settle down.
Donald Trump is the president.
Cleared. And I think that a lot of men worry about money because they're supposed to be providers, you know? And if they feel like they're not secure, then it's like, why am I looking for a relationship? But sometimes it's like, maybe if you love the girl, y'all can work it out. Like, it don't always have to be, damn, I'm
being a
broke, so I don't
provider-
got no money and I can't provide shit. Like,
Being a
no, it's
provider
not
isn't
always
just
like
about
that.
money. And because a lot of us grew up
Don't
without,
make me punch you in your face. Let's get into that
a lot
one.
of us grew up without providers in our households. A lot of us
Yes.
grew up with fathers who may not have been the best.
Yes.
So, and boys, that goes for boys as well. So they never saw what a provider was.
Yes.
It's not just money. So if you're ready emotionally, right? Because also we're young. You
Yeah.
can't expect yourself to be
a
fully-
billionaire,
right?
yeah.
Fully financially stable right now. We're all on a journey.
Yes.
So if you are mentally stable right now and you're ready to hold someone up emotionally, then you're ready for a relationship. In
I
my
feel like
opinion.
emotional stability is a very big point because, like you said, men are not only providers financially, they're also providers emotionally. And a lot of the times when the emotion isn't there, the kids grow up to resent their parents. And that goes to show like, all right, now the man I'm looking for, he can't be nothing like my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's good and bad, because yes, it's good you're looking for better traits, but bad because you don't even know how to accept that because you never got it growing up. So it's like, how am I supposed to accept that type of love and I never got it? You know?
When it comes to finding someone who isn't like your parent, if you're so set on that, I feel like you're going to find someone just like your parent.
I agree.
It's because if you're doing that, right, I can't. It's usually because you are not healed from your childhood trauma.
Yeah.
So you don't even know what the red flags are because you haven't,
You haven't
sat in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to realize, you have to figure out what it is that you truly don't want. Of course, you don't want someone who's going to yell at you, but someone could whisper and still be doing you completely dirt. You know, like it's like, it's more than just like the surface level stuff.
Well, with me personally, I don't go out intentionally and be like, oh, I'm not dating anyone that's like my dad. For example, I could have a conversation with you, and let's say I get a phone call from my dad. Y'all know my dad. If y'all know, y'all know. And we're having a conversation, and I call, let's say I'm talking to a boy, and I call him, and I'm like, yo, my dad just got me tight. Like, let me tell you what happened. And I'm explaining to him why I'm upset. And he's like, wait, so
What's the problem?
what's wrong? You're mad because he's working? Bro, as soon as I hear anything like that, this not gonna work, because it's like you're closed-minded just like him, so we can't even have a real conversation because you're not trying to see where I'm coming from, you know. So it'd be like things like that. But if it's like a yelling and a little disconnect, okay, but when I'm asking you about real things and you just as dumb as him, like the conversation is not going nowhere. Like that's when I know it's like this is not okay.
For me, when it comes to avoiding a man like my father, obviously there's the bigger things like abandonment and a lack of sympathy, empathy, all those different things. Those are large things. But like the small things, I never felt like I really got to know my father enough for me to know the small things to look out for. I just don't feel like I know men at all, period. So it's not just, okay, yes, I don't want a man who's going to abandon me, fine. But then at the same time, I don't know what type of man I want at all because I don't think I know men. So that causes a problem because who do I avoid?
All men.
because as far as the abandonment thing, right, I don't want you to leave me. Niggas nowadays, even if they leave you for like a week, they gonna come right back. They know exactly what to do to keep you there. So in my head, I'm like, okay, he never left me. Perfect.
That's the thing. I feel like we normalize that as well. Men should not be able to run in and out of our life. It's times where my dad would do something dumb, like I'm not talking to you or whatever, and I won't speak to him for a couple months, but that's my dad. You know, like I'm always speak to my dad. These men are not my dad. I'm not obligated. I mean, at this big age, I'm not even obligated to speak to my dad. But, feel me? It's not that deep for me. But as a guy I'm talking to or dating or whatever, once you show me that, I don't have to allow you to keep running in and out. Like, no, that's not okay. And that's unstable. God forbid we have kids and it gets too hard, you run away from the kids. Like, no. So I feel like we normalize that as well.
Because you just said, like, it's your dad, you have to talk. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's just like...
That's why I say it's not that deep for me. Like, I'm going to cut you off for good. Like, no.
Like, I literally just don't speak to my father. So, like I said, men are not in my life. I'm an only child. I don't really have a relationship with my father. There's barely any men in my family, period. So it's like, what could I really get out of having a man in my life? Because for me, all things men are bad. So it's like, I have to try to convince myself that having a man around could benefit me in some way. Because in my entire life, it has always done bad.
What do you feel like could help you with that, though? Having male friends, like real male friends? Or do you think that is, like, out the question, too?
I have one male friend now. Love you, Kai. We're having conversations. It's, like, insane to me. Like, I always feel like, what?
Really?
Like, yeah, because he's a boy. Like, I know it sounds stupid.
I feel like it's so easy. It's easier for me because I have brothers. And I have cousins.
I have
and
never, ever had a friendship like this in my life. Like, I feel like, I told him, I feel like it's important for me. Getting to know a man in a positive light.
Oh, you hold weight, friend. Wow.
Like, it's very interesting. So he and I kind of got close after my last traumatic relationship. So it was like, okay, so no dad, check. No brothers, check. last nigga I'm fucking with, disgusting, check, and then Kai. So now I'm like, before it was like, ew, ew, ew. And I'm like, okay, there could be a good guy. With having a guy friend, I just realized men can be good and bad.
Yeah, they're humans though.
Human beings.
Yeah.
So for me, it's, and I know this sounds crazy, but I never really thought that men ever had any positive qualities.
Yeah.
I had never had a positive male figure 25-8, like in contact 25-8.
That's so different for me because growing up with brothers and my sister, obviously, I was able to see, and my dad, like, it was like I saw them in like 3 different levels. Like, my dad was annoying, but he provided financially. My older brother, he was always looking out for me. Like, me, that's really my twin. Like, me and him, mad close, you know. And then my little brother, we're even closer because he's only 4 years younger than me and he looks up to me. So it's like, I was always in the middle of them too. It's like, yo, if I need something like that, I know an older brother would know. I'm like, yo, DJ, yo, this boy did da 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 da. Like, what you think?
Yeah.
Or if we just simply talking about life or whatever, like me and DJ could always talk about that. And even seeing him with girls, I'm like, yo, like you were kind of a cool guy a little bit. Like, you chill for real. Like, they like you. And then chilling with my little brother, it's like you see them so differently. And I saw guys in 3 different ways growing up. So it's like, I feel like that's why I have a lot of guy friends now.
Yeah, you do.
Because it's like, I know we can be cool. Like, I have brothers and some of them act just like my brothers for real. So it's just like, I already know how to move with you. And then when it came to me dating, it wasn't hard for me to like decide what I liked in a guy and what I didn't, because like I know what I'm usually surrounded by. And if I didn't feel that, it was like, yeah, this is not what I want and this is not what I like. But when it comes to like dating with intention now, I feel like I'm at a whole different ball game because I'm older and I'm not allowing shit to just like
I'm like
fly.
having those men in your life put you in a different position to me because you're like hopeful that you'll find a good one.
Yeah, because I know that, yeah.
Yeah. No. In my head, I was like, oh, damn. Like, okay, I literally was like, I'm going to have to find one who just isn't that bad.
What?
Yeah.
Not settling.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
which is why, like, with Angelo, he was a bad person. But I was like, he's not that bad. What the fuck? Like, that is not... When I was talking to Kai, I'm like, oh, Kai's a nice guy.
You guys were,
means,
you know, dealing with each other. So that's not...
No, he was bad to his friends, his
Oh,
family.
I didn't... Okay.
On my birthday that time, it was just the worst time. I didn't want to go anywhere. And he literally, like, damn near cursed me out because he was cursing his friend out. And I told him not to do that. And he was like, you know... And I was like, why do you speak to everyone like that? Why?
He's weird.
He's a crazy person. But I was like, oh, he's not that bad. Like, he's not, like, beating
Wow,
me. That's
really?
insane. No, literally in my head, that's what I was thinking.
I don't think the important guys I've dated were bad.
Have you ever dated someone who was bad?
No, I don't think. Because, okay, the first real one, he wasn't bad. He was a little manipulative, but he wasn't bad. But with him, I feel like he started to become bad. But he probably was always bad, and I just didn't know until I kept talking to him.
But the minute that he turned
But the
bad,
minute that he turned bad, I was like, nah, like, he not bad. Like, it's all right. We could just...
I thought that you were going to say that you were like, oh, fuck, no, get away from
No.
me. Oh, okay.
No. Because that was the first guy I was dealing with. So I was like, no, like, it's okay. Like, he's just having a moment. No, girl. He's bad.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, like, horrible. It was just like, you don't have to deal with this. And then the other one, he wasn't bad. But it only got bad when it was like, you're not speaking with your words, you know? Like, you're not communicating.
Well, that's
so
not like
you're not bad. You're just like a boy.
Human, like you said.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, no, I mean bad isn't like bad behavior.
I never got that before. That's scary.
Yeah.
Yo, my friends be telling me some stories about these men, and I just get scared because I'm like, they exist. Like, those type of men out there are like crazy like that. Thank God I never had a crazy
Like,
man.
to give y'all, because
Jesus.
if you're watching this and you don't know what I'm saying, to give a little background, there was a period of time me and him was arguing real bad, so he recorded a video of us and then posted it all over social media. He took my phone, stole my phone, he posted it on my Instagram story, my Instagram reels, my TikTok, and everyone thought I was kidnapped. That kind of bad.
And all of y'all who are watching this, y'all know what she talking about. I got phone calls from people who don't even talk to Aleah. Please call her right now. Call the cops right now, please.
Yeah, they thought I was kidnapped.
Yeah,
that
it
kind
was
of bad.
scary.
And I was like, oh, well, you know.
It's okay. No, girl, it's
What
not okay.
the fuck? Like, yeah. That's
not
sad
okay.
that I ever
You thought it was
that.
okay?
Did I think that was okay?
Not okay, but like you thought it was like okay, like he had a moment.
I think during that situation, that was the first time I was genuinely scared. Because before all the bad stuff,
I hate hearing when girls be scared.
yeah, I was scared. Like that's when I was like, okay, like I might have to call my father or
Yeah.
something. And I just said I don't speak to my, like I'm gonna have to call somebody.
Oh my God.
When it got to that point, I was like, okay,
Yeah, he gotta go.
yeah, but this is the thing. If the red flag is literally slapping you in the face every day, and I'm saying that this man is bad, and I'm aware, what the fuck did you think was it's going to escalate? The more emotions involved,
Ooh,
good or bad,
you
it's gonna
just dropped the
escalate. So it was
Wow.
escalating. Like, and if that was it could have just went kaboom. Thank God it did it. My mom was home, but the hell.
I've had friends who were bad.
Male friends or female friends?
Yeah, male
friends. Bad to you or
No,
bad
to their girls. And I say this all the time. I've been in so many situations where the guy is good, the guy is bad, he cheating, he the side nigga. Like, I've just seen it all. So it's just like, to see a friend being bad to their girl hurts, yo. Like, I don't even gotta know the girl. Like, that shit hurts like crazy. And I'm always the type of person that's like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, if that was me, I'm lying to you. Like, all jokes aside, like, you gotta get beat up. Like, my brothers would have beat you up. And I hate seeing guys who are like bad because I don't see them like that.
Yeah.
So when they're telling me about their situation and they're like, yeah, she did this, and I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like, you wildin'. Like,
the friends that were bad without telling their business, did they have family problems too? Like,
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
and I think that's the root of the problem.
You see,
people be having mommy and daddy issues, y'all.
Yeah, that's really what
that's
it is.
Real shit.
And I genuinely, even though I was kind of joking about it before, about like the country we live in and all those different things, that really
plays a huge role.
Plays a huge role.
They hate us, y'all. They hate black people.
Not only do they just hate us, they make things so difficult for us
and hard. Yeah.
And when your work-life balance is something we we don't speak about it often, but it's very important. And if you have somebody who has to work themselves to the bone, which is often a lot of black folk,
a lot of black people,
they come home angry. It affects the way that they parent,
especially mothers
and fathers, especially single mothers.
You mad at me because I didn't take the chicken out the freezer?
Or are you mad because your check was only $1,000 and you?
Or you mad because you got a bad phone call at work and you taking it out on the, like? What you mad about?
What are you mad about? It's hard because this country is like deliberately ruining us.
Yeah, it's
and you're supposed to rise above it. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
I give. And that's another thing I do give men, because I only date black men. I give them grace because I understand, like, in the grand scheme of things, they are victims.
Yes.
But at the same time,
you can't let them get away with a lot of stuff either.
Because we're also victims.
And we're all human.
We're all human. And it's like, but how do you... For instance, another thing I was mentioning, Trump. They have lied to us this entire time. The civil rights movement happened and, all the Ruby Bridges pictures are in black and white. But that shit was just now. They lied to us and
she's
said
like, what, 60 something?
Years old.
70 years old.
And she has an Instagram. So
like,
if you have...
She's alive.
If you have all those things happening, right, and it's active, it's happening right now because it's not just 70 years ago. It's today.
It's still happening currently.
If it's going to happen today, it means it's probably going to happen for 20 more years. And how do you get out of that? Because like we were saying, you want to be rich to settle down. That's not going to happen. Life is going to be beating you up constantly. You're going to come home angry. How do you deal with that? You can't push that onto your partners. You can't push that onto your children. But that's what's happening to all of us. And I think until we acknowledge it, it's going to continue to happen.
I agree. But I feel like that's why people need to take time for themselves. I think that's a big thing because we have so many distractions around us. And I feel like when you take the time to get yourself together and just sit in a season of loneliness for a while, a peace of mind.
I don't even think that could even...
It could help.
It could help, but what are you going to do every single time you're upset? You're going to isolate? Like, I think...
I do that. It's not good.
That's not good. Don't tell people to do that. I thought when you said religion, like having something to ground you was important.
Yes.
Because if you have, people also speak about the lack of third spaces. We don't have, like the barber shop anymore. We don't have the ice cream shop or the roller skating rink. You need to have somewhere that you can go, somewhere that, you feel free, you can relax, be yourself and block out the world. If that's what you need, then do that so that you can come home and be a good partner.
Yes. Okay.
Because
I think that's why God is so important, because that's something that keeps you, not only you and your partner, but you yourself sane, and like when you're going through so much, especially having a partner, that's why praying together, it bounds you. Like it's supposed to be something that brings you back down to the ground, and a lot of people don't have that. They just have sex and they have anger.
Ooh.
You know, and it's like that's all they're feeding on. They're not feeding on God, you know? And it's like God is peaceful. God brings you peace. And anger, you coming home angry, both of y'all mad because y'all check didn't hit or something happened at work you guys don't want to discuss. Let's say you're a doctor and your husband's a lawyer. Mad stuff is going to happen. And then it's like, oh, it's confidential. I can't talk about it. On top of all of the problems you guys had before you went into work, it's just a pattern, you know? And you guys don't have something that's going to keep you guys grounded, keep a connection.
So... you know, like, I feel like every time we do an episode and we start talking about stuff, it makes me reflect on myself. And I'm like, okay, sure. I want better. I want a serious relationship eventually. Mm-hmm. Do I think I am currently ready? No. Mm-hmm. Before I get myself into a relationship, I need to find that thing that keeps me grounded. I shouldn't have to seek it later to calm me down. I should already know what keeps me calm. Mm-hmm. I can also go get some more guy friends that I can know some more men.
And the different characteristics,
yeah, of a good man.
Yes.
And I think my last situation was so fucked up. And realistically, I thought that I was alone in that. Like, I do TikTok, so the amount of girls who were reaching out to me,
that's scary,
to tell me damn near an identical story was insane. We're talking about why everyone in our generation is single. If you go through some shit like that, you might want to stay single. I'm sitting here like, oh well, when I get in a relationship, I'm gonna do. My brain is not even there. I think that's what I need to do next, is figure out how to get my brain there. And not only to trust men, but to trust myself to not make a bad decision and not choose somebody bad. You know what I mean? Not put myself in a horrible situation. Mm-hmm. And so all the girls who have been through some crazy shit, you gotta work on yourself first. Yeah. Because if you are in a bad space, you attract people who are also in a bad space.
And also not even like bad space in the sense of relationships. Life happens, y'all.
Bad space mentally. Life happens.
If does. You know, you know.
Life really does happen.
Life be lifing. So if, for me, per se, after graduating college, I was so stuck on my career because that's what I want for myself right now. Like, I don't want no man. If a man comes and, you know, we start dating and it escalates, and okay, but that's not what I'm actively looking for. Like, I'm just so into my career and finding my ground because life will drive you crazy. I just think that a lot of people, like you said, need to find their ground because that's the only thing that's going to keep you sane, whether that's going to church or praying or doing traditions with your family or just finding your own traditions within yourself, like whatever that is. Or constantly just having a routine to just do whatever you enjoy to do, having a hobby, like, you know, anything that'll keep you grounded, like away from the noise. I feel like that's very important. Literally, my cousin just made a post the other day. She was like, my problem is when something happens to me, I just keep going on with life. I don't process it. We all live like that. And it doesn't matter what we've been through. All of us live like that. That's not normal. Like, it shouldn't be okay. And I feel like that stems from us growing up with strong Black parents. We always had to be fighting for something. We couldn't sit in our emotions for too long. But like, as you get older, that affects you. When you're a kid, the first thing you ask a kid when they get hurt is, what's wrong? Why are you hurting? The older you get, we don't get asked that question no more. It's suck it up. You got a life to live, you know? So we definitely need to find that ground and just, we need to stop sweeping stuff under the rug. Like, everything is not okay. You need to deal with that. So until we learn how to deal with that, how are we supposed to be in a relationship and be like, babe, are you okay? What's wrong? Like, you don't even know what's going on with yourself.
Child, please. We are not made to be city girls.
Yeah.
Human beings require human interaction to survive.
Men and women need each other.
We genuinely do.
And it's not men versus women.
It's not.
It's men and women. Okay?
And if you also are a man who genuinely mistreats women all the time, you're probably gay.
No, for real though. Because why you hate women so bad?
Because you could have mommy issues all you want. Like I
but
said,
you hate women. Issues. You mistreat women. I don't mistreat no man.
Yeah, no.
On purpose.
If you are like actively trying to figure out how to hurt that girl, you're gay. You're gay. And that's okay too. Be who you are.
In your pride.
Clock it.
Well, I think that wraps up the show.
Oh shit.
But yeah, be who you are. That was good.
Y'all know Lena can sing.
I feel like people don't really pay attention to why other people say things. Like, it's not just because it sounds good. No, when you work on yourself, good things come to you. And when you don't, bad things happen. Like, it's just that simple. Everybody should move with more intention.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Everybody's too accessible, and it shouldn't be like that.
And also just be mindful that the things that you do now, they can affect you in the future. Can y'all also just stop creating families like it's nothing too?
Ooh.
Everything is
We
just a
talk about this
joke.
all the time.
Everything is a
Women
joke to
can
everyone.
literally die giving birth.
Try to settle down, because we're telling you right now that the reason why we are currently in a bad space relationship wise is family trauma, daddy issues. Men, a lot of y'all have mommy issues. Girls, some of y'all have mommy issues, whatever. But if you are more intentional about the people that you are with, then you could potentially save the next generation, so they won't be as fucked up as us.
And you don't have to bring your kids into an unhappy home. Like, that's traumatic within itself.
Yeah.
And they're going to grow up and probably resent y'all because you never know. So definitely move with intention.
Please.
For sure. And we're speaking to you and us.
Period.
Intention.
Cleared.
I think we did a good job this episode. High five. Period.
Tune into the other episodes. Last episode has a visual component as well. So it is on YouTube. It is on all audio podcast platforms. How about you guys let us know what you want to hear?
Yeah, like, tell us how you felt about this topic. I feel like this topic a lot of people would like because we talk about it all the time. Not us, but everybody. They discuss it all the time, especially on social media. So yeah, send us some ideas. Send us what you thought about this episode if you like the topic.
On the next episode of Cleared, the podcast, we are going to be giving advice. So we are going to insert our email address right here on the screen. Send us the things that are bothering you right now. Send us some crazy stories. Anything you need advice on.
Anything you don't mind us sharing, it will be anonymous, and we will confirm with you before we do share. But anything you just want to get off your chest, you know? Anything that's eating you alive, and you just want to let it out. And you just need two beautiful black girls to let it out for you, you know?
Yes.
We here to help.
Amen. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.